The whole point of this video is I want to share with you, let's see, that was slick, 25 goals for 2025. I didn't even plan that, but look at how well that worked out. Because for whatever reason, I feel like people don't share the specifics of their goals because maybe they're scared to share them, they're scared to get judgment about them. That's kind of the whole point. I want to share my goals because I want them to be out there and I want people to hold me accountable. And as I grow this community and as I help people and maybe add value in some of the things that I'm working on, I want people to follow along with me. So I thought I would share my 25 bingo card, and I'm just going to talk about them briefly so that we can kind of see what happens at the end of the year, because I want to do this now, and then at the end of the year I can look back on my bingo card, which I did with my fiance, which is really cool, and see what I accomplished. And every row that we accomplish, we like diagonally or vertically or horizontally, we get a prize, and the other person buys the prize. So if he gets bingo on, say, his top 5, I would buy him the prize that corresponds to his top 5. We haven't figured out the prizes yet. I guess we're just doing that as we go, but that is the thing. One of my very first goals, my 25 goals, was to set up my PC. When I quit my job at the end of January 25, I had to send back my work laptop, my MacBook. So I had no computer, and previously I'd used a little stand, hooked up my MacBook to my monitor, and that was how I worked. So I needed a desktop. So that one is already crossed off, which is awesome. I've been using that to do like edits and some YouTube video stuff, some website setup stuff for Sage and Ember and Free Will Club, and it has just been amazing. I'm really honestly happy to get back to a desktop setup. Buy my dream wedding dress. That one is already done. I am so stoked. I am so stoked. The wedding dress is stunning. I cannot wait to share it. It is exactly what I was looking for. I found a local warehouse that was doing wedding dresses for insanely cheap. They had like a massive overstock, and it was not a wedding dress store. It was literally a warehouse. I found a dress that I thought was my dream dress. I actually found 2. One was more eclectic and I really liked it. The other, it was a bit more maybe Baroque is what I would say. It was really beautiful and I thought that was my dress. I actually bought the second dress and I ended up keeping it. And then I had a bridal appointment set up just to go, like have the experience, because the first time when I bought the second dress at the warehouse, we walked out of a warehouse with it in a garbage bag, and I had to try on the dress like over my clothes in the middle of a warehouse, so that wasn't exactly romantic. And one of my good friends is a manager at this bridal store. We had like a charcuterie board, we had champagne. It was awesome. And I was not expecting to find my wedding dress, and I did. Super freaking excited. So I got to cross that one off. The next one is to marry my fiance. His name is Harrison, and I am so freaking excited to marry this man. He is so sweet, and he's so thoughtful, and he's a goofball, and he is so good with money, and he's financially so wise, which is crazy because he's younger than me, and most people like older than me don't even have that figured out, so props to him. That'll be accomplished in later this year. I don't know if I want to reveal the date because there are some creepy people on the internet. My next one under that is to read 10 books. I am reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. It's been really good. I don't feel like it's been hugely groundbreaking, honestly. The Let Them Theory is pretty self-explanatory. It's basically letting people do them and you do you. That's pretty much the theory. There's more to it. There's more to it than that, but it's been a good book. It's been a good book. Maybe I'll do another video on like rating the books that I read or something. On the bottom, this is one of my most audacious, aspiring goals, and it is $15,000 in 1 month. I have never made that kind of money before, and I would really love to get to a place where I am making, a wealthy amount of income per month so I can retire my fiance essentially, and he can work with me in the business, and we can work together, we can work from home. Up at the top is go to an Instagram saved restaurant. I have so many restaurants saved on my Instagram. I would love to go to one. That's not necessarily like a huge goal, but it is from me because getting out of the house, getting dressed up, going to the restaurant, it's kind of like a full circle moment because you've saved it on Instagram and now it's becoming a thing. So I even drew a little pizza next to it. Pay off debt. Kind of goes back to the $15K a month, but I'm going to pay off all of my remaining debt. This one I'm really excited about. This is make a sale on Shopify. I made my first sale on my Shopify store about 2 months ago, and it was a hand-painted linen sign for a wedding. Post 50 videos. I have so far posted about 30 on my Instagram. I don't know if I should count those. I want to say I should count YouTube videos because they are long form. I can get more content from them, and I want to say I should count that as my YouTube videos, not my Instagram Reels. But Instagram Reels, honestly, some of them take just as much editing time as a YouTube video, so I think I might leave that in. Attend a creator event. I really want to attend a content creator event, whether it is like a marketing event or, how to be a better creator or a speaking event, whatever it is, but an event that is specifically geared towards creators. That would be awesome. Do a handstand. That one's pretty self-explanatory. I've always wanted to do a handstand. I could kind of get close when I was younger, but there ain't no way in heck that's happening now unless I seriously learn that skill. Start my podcast. I have really wanted to start a podcast where I kind of talk to people about confidence, free will, business building, what they wish they would have known when they were in their 20s, all kinds of stuff. And I think that's going to be a really cool way for me to yap and add value. The free space is kind of self-explanatory. You get a free space, and I have stamped that one off. Stream with Harrison. I wanted to stream on Twitch with him, whether it's like Fortnite or something else. It doesn't have to be, I'm not trying to get 1 million followers on Twitch. He loves it, and he's really good at it, and he's made money off of it, and I think that's so stinking cool because I used to want to do that with like Call of Duty and Warzone and Rainbow Six Siege when I was playing Xbox like forever ago, and I tried to start doing it, and it was hard, and I kept falling off of it. Anyway, do the splits. Never been able to do them. Got close, never could get it. I was always like that far off the ground. So close. I want to get them. Learn a new skill. I would arguably say that I have learned a new skill already at this point in the year, but I want that to be intentional. Honestly, I'm really thinking it's going to be Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Premiere or Premiere Pro or what? It's going to be the editing software that a lot of people use to edit like Instagram Reels and YouTube videos. I think that's Adobe Premiere Pro. I should know this. I used Adobe Suite when I was in my corporate job. I should know this. I think I'm just tired. I think that's going to be the Adobe one. Probably Illustrator too because of the Free Will Club, and more on that soon. That's going to be really exciting. That is hilarious. I just realized I accomplished another goal on my board and didn't even realize it. I wonder if you guys can see what this says. I'm just going to zoom in and let that land for a moment. And if it hasn't landed yet, that is the vehicle that I totaled. So technically, I did pay off my car because it was totaled. So I get to cross that one off. My gosh, and I get to cross that one off, and I'm about to cross that one off, and then I'm going to have a bingo there. Okay, all right. Under pay off my car is make my first brand deal. I would really love to do a collaboration with a brand, whether that is like a UGC collaboration or I just become a content creator that I can do a collab with a brand directly to my followers, a brand that I really trust, a brand that I really believe in. I've always wanted to do a brand deal. I just think that's so freaking cool. I've always wanted to do one. Quit my job. This was arguably the hardest one on this card, I would genuinely say, because I warred with this for so long. I wanted to quit because I have been wanting to pursue something creative for forever, but I also did love my job. I loved my clients. I loved what I did. I used to work at a marketing and publishing agency, and I helped 75, 100 plus authors publish their books. That is really cool. I have a stack of books in my house that I helped publish. So it was a very fulfilling and rewarding job, but I was underpaid. I was overworked, largely overworked. I was drowning, and for some reason, the CEO of this company, I don't want to say anything bad about him because I really believe in edifying and trying to be positive, but it seemed that as we grew, he lost sight of the core values that made the company so great in the first place. So I had to leave that role. The last one on this vertical strip is to max out my Roth IRA. I want to add as much as I possibly can to my Roth IRA by the end of the year. Bake a loaf of bread. I did that. I made my first sourdough loaf and it was really good. It was very dense. I don't think it had enough time to rise or didn't rise properly. I think it might have been the temperature in the house, but I did it. And I'm so happy about it, and I can post that little video of me putting it together and scoring it and everything, maybe as a YouTube short, because that was definitely a learning experience. I had to kind of let go of perfectionism. I had to focus on something for 2 weeks consistently, feeding the starter and getting it ready and all the prep work and letting it sit and being patient. So that was really cool. Do a big Pinterest DIY. I think this is going to be something I'm going to do for the wedding. I have a bunch of ideas. One of the ideas I really want to do are these massive cardboard, like 3D letters where it looks like those big letters that you see at like a movie studio or something, but it's literally just made out of cardboard and then decorated so you can't tell that it's made out of cardboard. That is a big undertaking because it's going to take a long time and it's kind of tedious. It's super cheap, but it's tedious. So I think that's going to be the DIY that I do. 3 more. You've lasted with me this long. 10K on Insta. I would really love to have, honestly, I want to have way more than that. I want to have 200K, 500K. I want to hit 1 million. But right now, that goal is 10K because I cannot seem to crack 800 followers on Instagram. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, okay, I gotta be honest. My content could improve, my clarity could improve, my posting schedule could improve, my aesthetic could improve. There are so many things that I think I could improve on. So I know where the growth is. And I think I gained 17 followers and I lost 18. So if that doesn't tell you what social media is like, I don't know what does. 10 unassisted pull-ups. This is another health related one. I don't think I've ever been able to do 10 unassisted pull-ups. And I really want to get in the best shape of my life before the wedding. And I really think I can do it. But I'm going to have to hold myself accountable. So maybe I need to do vlogs or something about all of this and like how it's going. Maybe I need to do updates. Maybe I will do updates on the 25 bingo card so that you guys can kind of see like somebody actually working on this stuff and then seriously showing you what happens. Okay, this is a big one. This is the last one. And it is to publish a written book. And this isn't just any book. There's no easy way to say this, I guess. And this is something I'm going to go into more detail about on my channel, you know, when the time is right. But I am the survivor, is the word I want to use, of domestic violence and domestic abuse. I was in a relationship for about 6 years and it was intense. I am grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be where I am today. I have felt led by God to write a book about my experience, to not only help women and potentially men who are in that situation, but families who are dealing with family members in that situation and don't know what to do. Because it was very clear to me that both sides, in it and outside it, had no idea what they were doing. So that is the 25 bingo. And I'm going to do a couple more videos just kind of like explaining how I came to be where I am now with quitting my job and my small business and the Free Will Club and all this kind of cool stuff. But for now, I really wanted to post these goals because I want to be accountable to someone for them. And I honestly, it's kind of selfish, but I want to look back on this as like my own little personal diary and see how far I've come, because I never really thought I'd have made 2 sales on Shopify so far. And I never would have thought that I'd be starting my own company. And I never would have thought that I would have hit, I'm about 5,000 followers on Poshmark and a Poshmark ambassador. That was one of the side hustles that I've been doing. So there's a lot that's been happening these last couple months that I never really thought I was going to be able to do, or I just kind of hoped I'd be able to do. And every time you achieve it, it's really cool because it shows you what you're capable of for the next thing. So thank you guys for sticking with me, and I am so excited that you're here. My whole driver is that I want to help people be their authentic selves. We need more real people on the internet, fewer influencers, fewer filters, more honesty, more genuine care for the people that are watching, for the people that are commenting, liking, all of these things, because social media wouldn't be what it is without the people who are engaging and consuming the content and liking and sharing and all of these things. We all help each other, and I think God has given me some skills that can be used for good in the content creation space, and I'm going to use them. So if you liked this video, subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss the next one, and like it because that really helps me, and comment something that you learned or questions. I'm going to be responding to every comment that I get until it gets absolutely out of hand, which I hope it gets out of hand because that is awesome. And until then, wisdom and truth, fire and action. I'll see you guys next time. Do you think we did a good job? Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. Don't forget Jesus. Definitely.